At the 12th June 2020, exactly 5 months from now, Euro 2020 is finally going to start. And 1 month later, or half a year from now, at 12th July 2020, the final of the Euro will be held in Wembley. This is when we finally get to see who is going to lift the trophy this time. Although right now Euro 2020 is pretty far away, it's also not that far away. And we can spend some time until the tournament starts by talking about it and international football in general. In the first video, we will just have a short look at which two teams, according to my estimations, are most likely to be at the final. Right now you might be saying, well, that's a short video, just pick the two best teams and you'll be done. But it's not all about which two teams I consider to be the best ones, but also about the tournament tree and which teams will be in which one of the two main paths. So this is the tournament tree of the knockout stage of Euro 2020. You see, the position each team will get depends on the position it finishes in a group. That means we can't just pick two teams and decide them to be at the finals. I'm gonna give you a quick example. Here we have the two best teams being in the same path of the tournament tree. Eventually they both win all of their games until they are at the semi-finals, where they face each other. Of course, only one of them can win, so we see that the best two teams, even if they win all of their games against the worst teams, don't both have to be in the final. So we're first going to pick some more teams, let's go with 4, and second predict their position in the groups to see which team enters which path. Then we're just going to assume that they win all of their games, except when two teams we've picked face each other. After that we decide who will win, and eventually we'll only have two teams left and get the most likely final of Euro 2020, according to my predictions. So let's choose our 4 teams. The first one is unsurprisingly France, World Cup winners, and overloaded at almost every position. I mean, Rio would be a starter for most top nations. He didn't even get to go to the World Cup for France. The second one is Belgium, who also have got a great squad with amazing players. Also their major tournament performances got better and better in the last years. This can't be said of our third nation, which is the Netherlands. But after 2 times of watching, the Dutch can definitely play a huge role in Euro 2020. With 3 players who are in the team of the year, they definitely be a challenge for their opponents. And last but not least, well, actually they were first on the last Euros, Portugal. If you only take a look at the squad, they are surely not one of the 4 best, but they get high average to top class players. And also this one guy called Cristiano Ronaldo, who certainly isn't that bad. Also, Portugal has not only won Euro 2016, but also the First Nations League, and therefore will be really motivated for the upcoming tournament. So, now we have it. Belgium in Group B, the Netherlands in Group C, and France and Portugal both in Group F. Next, we need the exact positions in the groups, in order to find out about the possible finals. The way the method we use is, we just take the most likely scenarios, which means Belgium and the Netherlands both win their group, and we go for France for the first place in Group F, and Portugal being the runner-up. So now we can look what we got here. We got France and Belgium in one path, and Portugal and the Netherlands in the other path. And when we take a closer look, we see that each of the teams will meet in the semi-finals. So just as a quick side note, this actually doesn't matter. We could have chosen Spain instead of the Netherlands, and we would still have to decide between Spain or Portugal, because we assume that our picked teams will win all of their games against non-picked teams. Well, anyways, we have to choose. And for the first one, I'd go with France. They just have more good players than Belgium has, so like a whole bench full of them, and after an exhausting tournament, maybe with some injuries, this is a big advantage. Also, I just think France's players are on paper a bit better than Belgium's are. It's very close however, and so is our next duel, Portugal versus the Netherlands. And while I think that the Netherlands will come far with a squad unexperienced with international competitions, I think Portugal just has too many players who are really experienced with stuff like that. Although their team might be a bit weaker when you look at all of the players. Like at the center back position, you see Netherlands has better but also more unexperienced players, especially for international tournaments. It's quite interesting that these two matches happened quite recently in a tournament. First, the World Cup 2018 semi-final, where France won against Belgium, and the UEFA Nations League final, where Portugal has beaten the Netherlands. However, we've got our final, and I'm sorry, but according to me, the final most likely to happen in Euro 2020 is the one which happened in Euro 2016. And although this probably won't happen, because there are just so many other possibilities, there's a chance this will happen and we will actually get some Euro 2016 flashbacks at the end of Euro 2020. However, it's only going to be a true deja vu if Morse will conquer the pitch again, just like they did back then. So, this was the first video in my series of preparing for Euro 2020. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope that you have a nice day, and see you next time.